Okay. So we'll continue with economics.
Yes, we can continue.
Okay. So, about the link I sent you today, NIOS, it's on Twitter.
Okay.
So, I think you can subscribe to that.
Okay.
And I think you need something called X-Chat. You can install that. It will come with the link.
Okay.
After that, you'll receive regular notifications on Twitter, and that is X, X.
Yeah, I know.
So, you'll receive regular updates on, any new classes. Today there was the prayer for healing, the poem,
Okay.
A Prayer for Healing. Okay. So then there were 3 other subjects. So that you'll receive updates, so you can attend those classes also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now coming to this link, that is public examination. I think we have to continue with production, right?
Right.
Okay, so you have a pen and paper ready in case there's any, problems, like, we calculated the marginal production last time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have ready.
Okay, so cost of production, right? Production.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So where did we stop? I think we stopped halfway through.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 minute. I think we finished law of diminishing marginal product and labor.
Yes,
Right?
yes, finished.
Okay. Then production process. I think we finish that.
Yes, we can finish.
Okay, 7.5 production process, right?
Right.
Production process involves procuring or arranging the factors of production. Procuring means buying, getting, okay? Obtaining, okay?
Okay.
Production process involves procuring or arranging the factors of production. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, right?
Right.
So arranging the factors of production from the owners of the factors. Owners of the factors means owners of the land, the factory workers, that is the labor, okay?
Okay.
From the banks you can get capital, and entrepreneurship is the entrepreneur himself. Owner of the entrepreneurship is the entrepreneur himself, right?
Right.
Forming the right combination of factors. So land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship have to be combined in the right proportions, right?
Right.
Purchasing and creating an inventory of raw material. Inventory means a list of raw material, right? So how much iron, for example, if you're going to produce a car, how much iron, how much plastic, how much glass. Inventory, list of raw materials, right?
Right.
For use in the production, producing, storing, and finally selling the output, right? So
Right.
raw materials are used in production, producing, storing. Okay, so you need a storage space. For cars it will be a large storage space. For microchips it may be much smaller than compared to cars, right?
Right.
Storing and finally selling the output. That is the main thing. You must sell the products, right?
Right.
But before you can sell, all these things come into the picture, right?
Right.
So somebody should take lead in organizing the production activity. So somebody should, arrange all these factors. The person who takes such lead is called an entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
In lesson 6, you read that an entrepreneur is the organizer of production unit, of a production unit, right?
Right.
Production unit means factory like that. Entrepreneurship is the art of organizing the production activity by the entrepreneur. Is the art, right? So you must combine all the factors of production in the right proportion so that eventually you get the product, and then you have to produce, store, and finally sell the output, right?
Right.
So he has to make efforts to bring labor by paying wages. Similarly, land and building machinery, etc., have to be purchased or procured either by taking loan or by paying rent and interest respectively, right?
Right.
So you take the loan, you have to pay the interest. If you pay rent for the land or if you pay money to hire the machine, you have to pay the money, rent for all those things, and you have to pay interest on the loan, right?
Right.
Entrepreneur himself can keep some margin in the form of profit for all his efforts. So what is the return? The entrepreneur gets to keep some profit for himself, right?
Right.
So 7.6, role and importance of firms and industries. So here you have two terms, what is a firm and what is an industry, right?
Right.
So a firm is an individual production unit which produces goods and services for sale in the market. Firm can be one, like it can be one bank or one factory or one, it is an individual production unit. Okay?
Okay.
There are certain production units like charitable schools, charitable hospitals, and government units, etc., provide services not to earn profit. So there are some organizations like charitable schools. Charitable means for their functioning they depend on the goodwill of members of society, of citizens. The citizens each contributes some part, so the school will run, right?
Right.
Similarly, you also have charitable hospitals and government units, etc. Right?
Right.
So they provide services not to earn profit. Okay? They
Okay.
work for social welfare. So social means society. So these charitable organizations work for the good of society. Okay?
Okay.
Normally a firm is concerned with the production of single commodity. Okay? So if you say a bank, it deals with only, the deposit and all those things. Single commodity. Okay?
Okay.
Each individual unit produces a single commodity. Okay? That means
Okay.
goods. One good. Okay?
Okay.
Industry is a group of all the firms making production of a commodity. So industry means it's a group of all the firms. So if you have, for example, banking, HDFC, SBI, Karur Vaishya, okay, all of the banks make up the industry, banking industry. Okay?
Okay.
And if you have car industry, what do you mean by car industry? It means all the individual factories like Toyota, like Lamborghini, like, you know, all the car, Maruti Suzuki, okay?
Okay.
That makes up the car industry. Okay, one type of good, for example, Bata Shoe Company is a firm which makes shoes, but the shoe industry includes all the firms producing shoes. So Bata, Action, Liberty, Adidas, okay, Nike, and Reebok, etc., form the shoe industry. Okay,
Okay.
there are various types of industries supplying us different types of goods and services. So there are various types of industries. Each produces different goods and services. Okay.
Okay.
For example, agricultural industry supplies us food grains, vegetables, fruits, cotton, woolen, pulses, milk and butter, etc. These things are required by all of us. In the same way, other industries supply various other goods and services like clothes, television, computers, scooters, refrigerators, air conditioners, cars, etc. Okay?
Yeah.
So all these industries play a vital role in our day-to-day life. Okay? Vital means important. Okay?
Okay.
The importance of firms and industries can be explained in brief as given. So what is the importance? One is goods and services for consumption. Okay?
Okay.
These days, human wants are growing at a faster rate. In order to satisfy these wants, various types of goods and services are required for our daily consumption. All these goods and services are provided by firms and industries. Okay? Followed? Followed? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay, goods for investment. So investment. We require various types of goods for investment. We require machines, plants, transport, vehicles like trucks, buses, railways, aeroplanes, ships, etc., and various other things for investment. So if a firm has to, you know, procure the raw material, it needs transport vehicles. So it has to invest in transport vehicles. And even if it has to sell in another state, it has to invest in transport vehicles. Right?
Right.
So just like various types of transport vehicles, we require various types of goods for investment. Okay?
Okay.
All these things are produced by firms and industries. Okay?
Okay.
Employment to many persons. So obviously all these firms and industries will employ many persons. Okay?
Okay.
Firms and industries are the source of employment to the people. Most of the people get employment in firms and industries by which they get income for the satisfaction of their wants. Okay?
Okay.
So wants means like food, clothing, shelter, whatever can be satisfied by, okay, the income they get from employment in firms and industries. Okay?
Okay.
We cannot live without employment. So imagine spending a whole day without doing anything. Not just a day, a week, a month, a year without doing anything. You can't, right? You have to do something. At least you have to get up and walk, or you have to eat something. Okay?
Okay.
So we cannot live without employment, right?
Right.
So the importance of firms and industries can easily be understood. Okay, fourth, infrastructure for the development of the country. Obviously, all the industries and firms will develop the economy of the country. Okay,
Okay.
they provide us energy, transport, communication, health, education, and housing, which is the basic requirements to provide infrastructure for the country. So, what are the basic infrastructure for the country? Energy, that is electricity, transport, communication, that is phones, computers, and the firms and industries also take care of our health, education, and housing, right?
Right.
Without the development of infrastructure, all-round development of the country is not possible. So without firms and industries, the country's all-round development is not possible. So we cannot deny the role and importance of firms and industries. Okay?
Okay.
So next, identifying various types of producers in the economy. Okay. On the basis of ownership, the production units can be broadly classified into the following: indigenous production units, foreign production units. Indigenous means of the same country. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Foreign means from other countries. So what do you understand from this? There are firms and industries which produce various goods and industries in our country or in indigenous to other countries, and also there are production units owned by foreign companies. Okay? So indigenous production units, the production units located in a country and owned by the residents of the country are called individual production units. Okay?
Okay.
Around us, most of the production units are indigenous. For farmhouses in the villages, shops and factories, big factories, hospitals, school, college, cinema hall, restaurant, dairy farm, government office, and self-employed, doctors, lawyers, and teachers are all examples of indigenous production units. Okay?
Okay.
Since production units are further divided into private and government. So private production units and government production units. The indigenous production units can be classified into private production units, government production units. Okay?
Okay.
So first, private production units are defined. Most of the shops, offices, factories are owned by private persons. That is, okay,
Okay.
or groups of families or families. They produce goods and services for the sale in the market with the aim of earning profit. Okay?
Okay.
Private sector units can be further classified on the basis of numbers of owners of such unit. Most of the small units like labor, well, labor means the people who dig in the earth. Okay?
Okay.
Labor, washerman, cobbler, tailor, milk vendor, etc. are owned by a single person. Okay?
Okay.
But some of the production units may be owned by more than one person. Okay?
Okay.
Number of persons may be 2, 20, 100, 1,000 or a lakh or even more. How can 100,000 people earn one production unit? That's what we'll see. Okay?
Okay.
On the basis of number of owners, private sector production units can be classified into the following categories. Sole proprietorship. Sole means only. So there's only one proprietor, only one owner. Okay?
Okay.
Then you have partnership. Partnership means two or more. Then you have company or corporations, cooperative society, private non-profit organizations. Okay?
Okay.
Sole proprietorship, such production units are owned by a single person. Okay?
Okay.
He is responsible for the profit and loss of the production unit. So the owner is responsible for the profit, and if there's any loss, he has to bear it. Okay?
Okay.
So he's responsible for the management and working of the production unit. Okay? So he has to take care of the land, labor, production. He's the entrepreneur, sole proprietorship. Okay? Isn't it? Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Okay, next partnership. Such production units are owned by two or more persons. Maximum number is 20. So 20 people owning a single production unit is called a partnership. Okay?
Okay.
Owners of such production units are called partners of the company. All the partners are collectively responsible for the management and working of the production unit. So together they're responsible, collectively means together they're responsible for the management and working of the production. Management means again he has to manage. He has to arrange the factors like land, labor, which worker goes to work on which machine like that. He has to think of the raw materials to be supplied. Management. Okay.
Okay.
So partners are responsible for working of the production unit. Next, the share of profit and loss is distributed among the partners. So if there's any profit and there are 20 partners, each partner gets a share of the profit. Okay?
Okay.
But it's not 20, 200 rupees, each gets 20. It's not like that. I mean, each gets, 200 by 20 is, see, if there are 20 partners and the profit is 200 rupees, okay?
Okay.
It's not as though each partner gets 10 rupees or something like that. Okay?
10 rupees.
It's not like that. See,
Okay.
the share of the profit is according to the agreement made at the time of forming the partnership. So some partners may get higher share, higher percentage, some may get lower. Okay? So it's according to the agreement made at the time of forming the partnership. Okay?
Okay.
So if one partner has invested more, he gets a larger share of the profit. If another has invested a bit less, he gets that percentage of the profit. Okay?
Okay.
Next, company or corporations. In a production unit owned by a large number of persons. It is a production unit owned by a large number of persons. The sum invested in the company is divided into shares. So let's suppose, sum invested in the company is 10 crores. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what the company owner does is, he says, I'll give each of the people who invest in the company some shares. Those are paper documents. Okay?
Okay.
So if one person buys 100 shares, from the profit of the company, he gets the share of money for 100 shares. Okay?
Okay.
If another buys 1,000 shares, he gets a share of the profit of equivalent to the 1,000 shares. Okay? Isn't it?
Yes.
So some invested in the company is divided into shares. The buyers of these shares are called shareholders. They are all owners of the company. Right?
Right.
In private company, the minimum number of shareholders is 2. Okay? And the maximum number is 50. But in a public company, minimum number is 7, but there is no maximum limit. So public limit company like, give one example of public company, Reliance, right?
Right.
So Reliance, large number of people invest and they buy a huge amount of shares. Okay?
Okay.
So there's no upper limit to the shareholders in a public company. But the minimum number should be 7. Okay?
Okay.
These shareholders select some persons for the management of the company who are called directors of the company. So all the shareholders get gathered together in the shareholders meeting once a year and they elect the directors of the company. Okay?
Okay.
So the directors are responsible for the management of the company. Okay?
Okay.
These companies are established under the Companies Act of 1956. So in 1956, the government brought out the Companies Act, rules forming the public companies. Okay?
Okay.
The profit of the company is distributed among the shareholders according to the shares held by them. Okay?
Okay.
Tata Iron and Steel Company, Reliance Industries Limited, Bajaj Auto Limited, Lipton India Limited are some of the examples of a company. Okay?
Okay.
Cooperative society. It is also a production unit managed by a number of persons. Okay?
Okay.
It is a voluntary association of persons for mutual benefit. Okay? So, cooperative society means the persons gather together voluntarily on their own, of their own will. Okay, they want to form the association, so they come together for mutual benefit. Mutual benefit means they all each earn some profit, right?
Right.
Its aims are achieved through self-help and collective efforts. So self-help means each individual person helps and also each helps all the others collectively. Okay?
Okay.
In some respects, it is similar to the company, isn't it? So, just as people voluntarily buy the shares, even the cooperative societies come together voluntarily and each helps the other. Okay? And so each helps himself. Okay?
Okay.
So its owners are also called shareholders. Cooperative society owners are also called shareholders. Okay?
Okay.
It works according to Cooperative Societies Act 1912. So in 1912, the government drafted the Cooperative Societies Act, rules and regulation for formation, operation of cooperative societies. Okay?
Okay.
The minimum number of shareholders is 10, but there's no upper limit. The shareholders select some persons among themselves for the management of the society. Okay?
Okay.
The profits of the society are divided among the shareholders according to the shares held by them. Okay?
Okay.
So if one shareholder has got 100 shares, he gets that amount of profit proportional. Another holds larger or smaller amount number of shares, he or she gets profit according to proportional to the number of shares. Okay?
Okay.
Cooperative societies which sell various goods to consumers at reasonable rates. Cooperative housing societies which provide flats and houses to its members are examples of cooperative societies. Okay?
Okay.
Kendriya Bandar, which provides various items to consumers, is a very big cooperative society. Kendriya Bandar, Kendriya means central. Central means
Right.
central government. Okay?
Okay.
State government means at the level of the state. For example, in Karnataka, state government is Congress, but in many other states, the state government is BJP. But managing all the states governments is the central government. Okay?
Okay.
Central, Kendriya Bandar. Bandar means shop. Okay?
Okay.
Kendriya Bandar, which provides various items to consumers, is a very big cooperative society. Okay?
Okay.
Private non-profit organizations. These these are production units which are run by institutions such as trusts, societies, etc. So non-profit means a group of people get together and they run institutions, right? What are the institutions? Charitable school, welfare societies, etc. Such production units provide services mainly with the aim of serving the member of society as a whole without any aim to earn profit. Okay?
Okay.
Government production units. Government provides a lot of services such as education, healthcare, law and order. Law and order means police. Okay?
Okay.
And also the judiciary, that is the lawyers, the judges, the courts. Order means police. Okay?
Okay.
So that peace is maintained in society. Okay?
Okay.
Law and order, post and telegraph. So if you want to send a parcel, you need the India Post like that, couriers. Okay? Transport. See, transport like public transport, like in Bangalore it's the BMTC and the metro. Okay?
Okay.
So transport, telecommunication, and broadcasting, etc. So you have BSNL, Bhartiya Sanchar Nigam Limited. BSNL is a government telecommunications and broadcasting company. Doordarshan. Okay.
Okay.
Some of the organization providing services are run by the departments and ministries of the government. So some of these are run by the departments. For example, Doordarshan is probably run by the Department of Telecommunications, Department of Broadcasting, or Ministry of Broadcasting. Okay?
Okay.
So then they're called departmental enterprises. Some examples of departmental enterprises are Indian Railways. So imagine no private company can, afford to form a private. There are not many private railways. All these railways in many countries are owned by the governments. Because, see, the train means you have to produce the engines, diesel engines, electric engines, and they can on a nationwide scale. So it's a lot of money, right?
Right.
And then they have to lay the tracks and they have to build the railway stations, bus stations, right? So
Right.
usually transport is owned by the government in many countries. Okay?
Okay.
Indian Railways under the Ministry of Railways, All India Radio, that is for broadcasting. Okay? And Doordarshan, which are sister concerns of Prasar Bharati. Prasar means broadcast. Bharati means Indian. Okay, so it's an Indian broadcasting company. Okay? Under Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, etc. The government has direct control over the functioning of these companies. So the government can fix, for example, the price of tickets from one city to another. Okay?
Okay.
And the government can decide which programs can be broadcast. Okay?
Okay.
There's another type of government production unit which there is another type of government production units which are supported and funded by the government but function independently. So some government firms, they function independently but they're funded by the government. Okay?
Okay.
They are big corporations and autonomous in nature. Autonomous means they can form their own rules, like how to operate. Okay?
Okay.
These units are non-departmental enterprise and are called public sector undertakings. So, for example, you must have heard of BHEL, BEL, okay, DRDO. See, BHEL means Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited. Bharat Heavy Electronics Limited produces these transformers, transformers used in the production of electricity. I told you last time that, when you have the electricity you get at a house is 240 volts. But that's generated in Raichur. That there the generators, huge generators, they produce 250,000 volts. That is stepped up to 400,000. 400,000 volts is transmitted across high tension lines all the way to Bangalore. In the Bangalore, they reach the substation. In the substation, they step down. From the substation, they come to the transformer at the end of the road, where it step down further to 240. Okay?
Okay.
So those transformers are manufactured by BHEL. Okay?
Okay.
Then some examples of public sector undertakings are Indian Airlines. Imagine buying a plane. Okay?
Okay.
Hindustan Machine Tools. Okay? Minerals and Metals Trading Corporation. Life Insurance Corporation, LIC. General Insurance Corporation. Indian Oil Corporation. That's a petrol. Right?
Right.
IOC, etc. So these are all these are all aspects of what? Indigenous production units. Okay?
Okay.
Next, foreign production units. Okay?
Okay.
A foreign production unit is located in the country but is owned by foreigners or non-resident Indians of the country. Okay, so in such production units, the contribution of foreigners must be more than 50% of the total capital. So, for example, if Microsoft operates in India, right,
Right.
50% of the capital, 50% of the money should be contributed by Microsoft for operating in India. Okay?
Okay.
Similarly, Adobe, Xerox, all these corporations, foreign corporations, should contribute 50% of the money. And, okay?
Okay.
The foreign production units are further classified into multinationals and collaborations. Multi means many. National means nations. So corporations which are spread across nations, right? Like Microsoft or Vodafone or uh, multinational means they operate in many countries. Okay?
Okay.
So multinationals and collaborations. Multinationals, these are firms which have their main office in one country but have their business activities spread in many countries. Okay? So Microsoft is based in the US but its business activities spread across many countries. These are called multinational corporations because they operate in more than one country other than the country of their origin. Country of origin means from where they started. Okay?
Okay.
Some examples of MNC are in India are Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Johnson and Johnson that produce baby care products, right? Microsoft, Nokia, Sony, Samsung, International Business Machines, right? IBM, Nestle, Vodafone, Airtel, LG,
Okay.
Google, Ford Motor, Hyundai, etc. Right?
Right.
Collaborations. These are production units in which the foreigners and domestic entrepreneurs participate jointly. Okay?
Okay.
Such production units are partly indigenous and partly foreign. So you have a certain percentage of foreigners owning the collaboration units and certain percentage of Indians in India. Okay?
Okay.
These are treated as foreign production units in terms of ownership if more than 50% of its total capital is contributed by foreigners. So if 50% of the money needed to run the company in our country is contributed by foreigners, right?
Right.
So that company is called a foreign production unit. I mean, uh, okay, they're treated as foreign production units, okay? Or non-residents. Non-residents means Indians who are living abroad, okay?
Okay.
Non-resident means they're known as NRIs, non-resident Indians. So you have Indians living in many other countries, okay?
Okay.
So if they contribute 50% of the capital used to run the company in India, that company is treated as a foreign production unit, okay?
Okay.
Good example of collaboration of Indian company with foreign company is Maruti Suzuki. Suzuki is a Japanese company, okay?
Okay.
Maruti means Maruti, the cars, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so next here are the questions which you have to answer and send me. Okay?
Okay.
Uh, so when will you send it?
Yes.
When will you send the... See, for example, you have MCQs here, right? So your mother said I must make you answer the MCQs and short answers. So
Okay.
you have to actually answer which you scroll up to the top, okay, to the first beginning of the chapter, okay. How many in-text questions do we have? Okay, so from the beginning, uh, on page okay,
We have 7.
7, no? Okay, so you must answer from uh, 7.3 on page 60 all the way to the last one.
Okay.
7.3, 7.4, 9 points actually. Okay, 7.9, 7.5, 7.6, and 7.7. Okay.
Okay.
Now you read what you have learnt. That is on that page. Which page? Page 67.
Okay. So, identifying various types of producers in the economy.
No. Page 67.
Okay. In-text questions.
No. What you have learnt. You have to write the answers, Aryan, okay?
Okay.
You have to practice writing because you're going to write in the exam.
Okay.
Uh, so what you have learnt. Read 1 or 2 paragraphs, then...
Goods and services for consumption.
No. Production process is a process of combining inputs, utilizing the service and making production of goods and service from there.
Page
67.
and process.
See, you can see 68. The page before that is page 67. It's not numbered.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw.
okay.
So, production process is the process of combining inputs, utilizing the services, and making production of goods and services. The entrepreneur organizes the production activities for which he earns profit or bear loss.
Okay.
There are two types of technologies of production. First, labor intensive.
Read loudly.
First, labor intensive, in which we make more use of labor and less use of capital. Second, capital intensive, in which we make more use of capital and less use of labor.
Okay. Next.
Fourth is division of labor is of two types. Production-based division of labor is in which a worker specializes in the production of a commodity. Second, process-based division of labor in which the production of a commodity is divided into different processes and a worker specializes in one or two processes only. Production is the result of the combined efforts of all the four factors of production. Example, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Total product TP refers to the total product or quantity of output of a commodity at a particular level of employment of an input. Say labor when the employment of all other inputs is unchanged. Average product AP is the output per unit of variable input, say labor. Marginal product MP may be defined as increase or decrease in TP resulted due to addition of one extra unit of labor, keeping all other inputs unchanged. Law of diminishing marginal product of labor state that with continuous increase in the variable factors labor is its marginal product will increase initially till certain point is reached. But after
We did
that,
this last time, right?
yes,
You understand what you're reading, right?
yes, I understood.
Okay. Continue.
So production of similar commodity,
No.
both,
But after that it will decrease.
but after that it will decrease and may become negative, keeping all other factors unchanged. Firm is a production unit which makes production of goods and services for sale in market in order to earn profit. Industry is a group of all the firms making production of similar commodity. Both firms and industries are very important for the economic development of the country. On the basis of ownership, production units are classified into indigenous.
Indigenous means of the same country, like in India.
Okay. Indigenous and foreign. Indigenous.
Foreign production units.
Indigenous and foreign production units. And on the basis of
No. Indigenous units are owned by.
indigenous units are further classified into.
No. Indigenous units are owned by residents of the country.
Are owned by residents of the country, and foreign units are owned by non-residents.
Okay.
Indigenous units are further classified into private and public sector production units. Private units are owned by private persons and institutions. Public sector units are owned by government.
Sorry. Okay. Next.
Private sector units are classified into sole proprietorship, partnership, company, and cooperative societies, private non-profit organizations. A company is created under Companies Act 1956. The minimum number of owners in a company is 7. There is no maximum limit. A cooperative society is created under Cooperative Society Act 1912. The minimum number of shareholders is 10. There is no maximum limit. Government production units are classified into departmental and non-departmental enterprises. Departmental enterprises are under the direct control of some ministry. Non-departmental enterprises are autonomous.
Autonomous means they can form their own rules and regulations for operation of the unit. Okay.
Okay.
Autonomous.
Known as public sector undertaking corporation.
Corporation, not corporation.
Corporation.
Uh,
Production units owned by foreigners are called foreign production units. Some are multinational and some are collaborations. A multinational has its head office in one country, but its production units in many countries. Collaboration is jointly owned by residents and non-residents.
Okay. So next, you also have to answer the terminal exercise. Okay.
Okay.
Next answer. So you have answers to the in-text question. Don't look at that. Okay. Don't look. I mean it. Don't look at it. Okay.
Okay.
So when will you send the answers?
Today night.
Okay. You just have to tick the correct answer. Okay. Write the question number and choice in the multiple choice.
Okay.
Given as A, B, C, D, write the question number A or B or C or D.
Okay.
So those two are important. You can also include, for example, look at on page 67, look at question 5. Okay.
Okay.
That says maximum number of shareholders in public company is A 10,000, B 50,000, 15,000, C 20,000. D is no limit, right?
Right.
So the answer is D. What you must write is 5 and D in brackets.
Okay.
And you can include no limit. Okay?
Okay.
So like that, you have to answer, okay?
Okay.
For multiple choice, you have to include question number and choice.
Yeah.
Mean in the exam, okay? Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.